Narcissistic personality disorder, (NPD), is a complex mental health condition characterized by a long-term pattern of exaggerated self-importance and overwhelming need for admiration and a lack of empathy toward others. While many people may exhibit narcissistic traits from time to time, NPD is a chronic condition that significantly impacts an individual's relationships and functioning. Understanding the social and psychiatric traits that contribute to the development and manifestation of NPD is crucial for clinicians, researchers, and individuals seeking to comprehend this disorder better. Just as a refresher from an earlier edition, the core features of narcissistic personality disorder. 1. Grandiosity. Grandiosity is one of the hallmark traits of NPD. Individuals with this disorder often have an inflated sense of their own importance and abilities. They may fantasize about unlimited success, power, brilliance, or beauty. This grandiose self-image is not merely a fleeting feeling, but a pervasive and stable aspect of their personality. 2. Need for admiration. People with NPD have an insatiable need for constant admiration and validation from others. They seek out praise and compliments and may become upset or angry when they do not receive the attention they believe they deserve. This need for admiration often drives their behavior and interactions with others. 3. Lack of empathy. A lack of empathy is a significant trait in NPD. Individuals with this disorder often struggle to recognize or care about the feelings and needs of others. This can lead to exploitative behavior as they prioritize their own needs and desires over those of others, often with social traits contributing to narcissistic personality disorder. 1. Parenting styles. Research has indicated that certain parenting styles may contribute to the development of NPD. Parents who excessively praise their children and overvalue their accomplishments, or conversely, those who are overly critical and neglectful, may foster narcissistic traits. A lack of balanced and healthy parenting can contribute to an inflated self-image or a deep-seated need for validation. 2. Cultural influences. Societal and cultural factors play a role in shaping narcissistic traits. Cultures that emphasize individual success, materialism, and competitiveness may inadvertently promote narcissistic behaviors. Social media and modern technology also contribute by providing platforms for individuals to seek admiration and validation from a broad audience, reinforcing narcissistic tendencies. 3. Social learning. Social learning theories suggest that individuals may develop narcissistic traits by observing and imitating the behaviors of significant others, such as parents, peers, or media figures. If these role models exhibit narcissistic behaviors, individuals may adopt similar patterns of thinking and behaving. Cognitive distortions. Individuals with NPD often exhibit cognitive distortions that reinforce their grandiose self-image and need for admiration. These distortions include overestimating their own abilities, minimizing the achievements of others, and attributing their successes to inherent superiority rather than external factors. 1. Emotional regulation difficulties. Emotional dysregulation is common in individuals with NPD. They may experience intense emotions such as anger or shame when their self-image is threatened. These emotional responses can lead to defensive behaviors such as aggression or withdrawal, further complicating their relationships with others. 2. Interpersonal difficulties. The interpersonal difficulties experienced by individuals with NPD are both a cause and a consequence of their narcissistic traits. Their lack of empathy, exploitative behaviors can strain relationships, leading to social isolation or conflict. This, in turn, can reinforce their need for admiration and their grandiose self-image, creating a vicious cycle. The interaction of social and psychiatric traits. The development of NPD is not attributable to a single factor, but rather the interaction of multiple social and psychiatric traits. For instance, an individual with a predisposition to emotional dysregulation may be more susceptible to the effects of critical or neglectful parenting, leading to the development of narcissistic traits. Similarly, cultural influences that emphasize individual success may exacerbate pre-existing cognitive distortions and emotional regulation difficulties, contributing to the manifestation of NPD. Diagnosis and treatment. Diagnosing NPD requires a comprehensive evaluation by a mental health professional who will assess the individual's behavior, thoughts, and feelings against the criteria outlined in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. Treatment for NPD often involves psychotherapy, with a focus on helping individuals develop healthier ways of thinking and interacting with others. Cognitive behavioral therapy and psychodynamic therapy are commonly used approaches. In conclusion, narcissistic personality disorder is a multifaceted condition influenced by a combination of social and psychiatric traits. Understanding these contributing factors is essential for effective diagnosis and treatment. By addressing the underlying cognitive distortions, emotional regulation difficulties, and interpersonal challenges, individuals with NPD can work towards healthier and more fulfilling lives. As research continues to evolve, a deeper understanding of NPD will pave the way for more effective interventions and support for those affected. Tactics a narcissist utilize to alienate children from their target. Some of this information may be repetitive from earlier editions but are necessary to this important subject. Narcissists often engage in a range of manipulative tactics to alienate children from their other parent or target. This behavior, driven by their need for control, admiration, and validation, can have profound and lasting impacts on the children involved. Understanding these tactics is crucial for identifying and addressing the toxic dynamics at play. Here are some of the most common strategies narcissists use to alienate children from their target. 1. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation where the narcissist makes the target question their reality. This can involve denying past events, lying, or creating confusion about what is true. In the context of alienating children, a narcissist might tell them things like, "Your mother, father doesn't really love you," or "You can't trust what your mother, father says." Over time, this can make children doubt their own perceptions and align more closely with the narcissist. 2. Triangulation. Triangulation involves the narcissist creating a divide between the children and the other parent by positioning themselves as the good or better parent. They might share inappropriate information about the other parent, exaggerate their faults, or play the victim to gain the children's sympathy and loyalty. By constantly being the intermediary, the narcissist can control the narrative and foster distrust and resentment toward the other parent. 3. Emotional manipulation. Narcissists are adept at playing on emotions to get what they want. They might use guilt, fear, or shame to manipulate children. For example, they could say things like, "If you loved me, you wouldn't want to spend time with your father, mother, or I'm the one who really cares about you. Your other parent doesn't." These emotionally charged statements can confuse children and make them feel torn between their parents. For sabotaging relationships, narcissists often actively work to sabotage the relationship between the children and the other parent. This can include undermining the other parent's authority, criticizing them in front of the children, or interfering with visitation schedules. By disrupting the bond between the children and the other parent, the narcissist seeks to position themselves as the primary and preferred parent. 5. Creating dependency. Narcissists want to be the center of attention and control. They might foster a sense of dependency in their children by making them feel they can't function without the narcissist's guidance and support. This can involve doing everything for the children, making decisions for them, or creating an environment where the children feel they must always seek the narcissist's approval. 6. Using rewards and punishments. A narcissist might use a system of rewards and punishments to control the children's behavior and loyalty. They could offer special privileges, gifts, or affection when the children side with them, and withhold love, affection, or material benefits when they support the other parent. This creates a dynamic where children learn that their well-being is contingent on pleasing the narcissist. 7. Playing the victim. Narcissists often portray themselves as victims to elicit sympathy and manipulate others. In the context of alienating children, they might tell stories about how the other parent has wronged them or how they have suffered because of the other parent. This can lead the children to view the narcissist as the wronged party and the other parent as the cause of all problems. 8. Isolating the target. Isolation is a common tactic used by narcissists to cut off their target's support system. They might prevent the children from spending time with the other parent's extended family or friends, limit communication, or create situations where the children are unable to connect with anyone who could provide a different perspective. This isolation reinforces the narcissist's control and influence. 9. Projection and blame shifting. Narcissists often project their own negative behaviors and traits onto others. They might accuse the other parent of being manipulative, unloving, or neglectful, essentially describing their own actions. By shifting the blame, the narcissist deflects attention from their own behavior and reinforces the negative image of the other parent. 10. Lying and misinformation. Lying and spreading misinformation are common tactics used by narcissists. They might fabricate stories about the other parent, distort facts, or selectively share information to paint the other parent in a negative light. This misinformation can confuse and mislead children, making it difficult for them to form an accurate and fair perception of their other parent. In conclusion, the tactics employed by narcissists to alienate children from their target are diverse and deeply manipulative. These behaviors can cause significant emotional harm to the children and the targeted parent. Recognizing these tactics is the first step in mitigating their impact and protecting the well-being of all involved. Support from professionals, such as therapists or counselors, can be crucial in navigating these challenging dynamics and fostering a healthier, more balanced environment for the children.